So hello everyone, welcome to one of the most important update that we have received from the Indian Regulatory Authority CDSCO. CDSCO has recently released draft guidelines for clinical trials in India, and in this video we will understand what exactly does the guidelines say and what are the important updates that you need to know. If you are a pharmaceutical or regulatory affairs professional, it is very important that you watch the video till the end so that you can understand what are the important updates. Please make sure you subscribe to the channel so that you keep receiving such important updates. Without further ado, let's start this video. So now let us look at the exact notification provided by the CDSCO. So on April 10, 2024, this particular month, the CDSCO has released the revision of CDSCO guidance for industry version 1.2. And in this particular draft guideline, the CDSCO has taken consultation from different stakeholders in order to align the new drugs and clinical trial rules that were released in 2019, and they have tried to streamline the application in Sugam portal as well. Now let us see what exactly are the updates in this draft guidelines. So when it comes to update, there are four major updates. First is regarding the alignment of the NDCD rules 2019 to the industry standards. Second is they have enhanced an evaluation for safety and efficacy of the new drugs. Following that, they have ensured that in this particular guideline, they have streamlined the quality information submission system. And finally, they have also revised the guidelines for the biological products. Now let us look at them one by one. So the key focus area of this particular draft release are, the first one is alignment. So this particular draft states that the guidelines that they have received or they have prepared are in alignment to the NDCT rule 2019. There were some rules and regulation in NDCT 2019 which were not completely aligned in the process that is followed in the application process as well as the global guidance. And this particular draft guideline, it will provide clarity and simplification in terms of the application process for the sponsor. This will ensure that whenever we have a new clinical trial application for clinical trial conduct, then that particular process is clear and simplified. Okay, so this particular draft guidelines has provided an alignment related to the submission process as well as the Sugam application process. Next thing is evaluation. So this particular draft guideline release has provided an emphasis on importance of submitting a comprehensive Form CT04. So Form CT04 is for a clinical trial application, and this particular guidelines has provided outline for evaluating the safety and efficacy of the new drug. So how the industry should ensure the safety and efficacy of the new drug and what is the role of all the stakeholders in this particular evaluation process. So that has been given in this particular draft version 1.2 released by the CDSCO. The next aspect is quality information. So this particular guidelines that they have released has provided information regarding how to prepare the quality information related to biotechnological and biological products. So what are the quality information parameters and how are they to be reported, okay, when it comes to biotechnological and biological products. And this particular guidelines has also provided a roadmap to ensure that the review process is ensuring that it protects the patient safety. Okay, so the emphasis has been on patient safety and to streamline the process so that quality information is provided from one stakeholder to another and finally reaching to the subject. The last key focus area in this particular draft guidelines has been regarding the biological products. So the overall draft guideline release ensures that it is in alignment with NDCD rule 2019, but when it comes to biological product, they were still having some clarity issues when it comes to biological product. And in this particular guideline, they have revised the guidelines in regard to specific areas such as chemistry and pharmaceutical information that are required for biologics. Okay, so when it comes to aspect of the chemistry of the biological molecule as well as what pharmaceutical information needs to be provided when it comes to submission of the molecule to the regulatory authority or even the permission to conduct clinical trial. So that particular biological product guidelines has been revised in this particular draft guidelines. So these were the four main focus areas. So when it comes to this draft guidelines, so these four focus areas have made the most highlight, and this is what you should need to know when it comes to the guidelines. Now, the next aspect is that when it comes to sponsor, when it comes to the pharma industry or the pharmaceutical giant, so what do the sponsor need to know? The sponsor is someone who would enter into the clinical trial, who would want to conduct the clinical trial. Okay. So what do the sponsor need to know from this draft guidelines? Let's see. So the first focus area is the application submission. Okay. So this particular guidelines had made sure that the sponsor submits the application for conducting of the clinical trial electronically, either on the Sugam portal or the National Single Window System. Okay. So the application of the clinical trial has been entirely electronically done. So that has been a significantly major step when it comes to elimination of unnecessary paperwork. And this will also lead to reduction in the approval time and expediting the process. So the process of receiving approval for conducting clinical trial has been made digital, electronic, and it has also received the time of processing as well as the requirement of unnecessary paperwork. So it has been transformed, the application process. So the sponsor would benefit definitely from it, and it shall ensure that more and more clinical trials are being conducted in India. The next aspect is the quality assurance system. So the quality assurance system implementation have been laid focus on, and now the sponsors are responsible for establishing and maintaining a robust quality assurance system. So when it comes to ICH-GCP principle number 30 to ensure the quality assurance system, so now even the CDSCO is in alignment with the sponsor requirement for having a robust quality assurance system, and this will ensure that we follow the clinical trial adherence to the protocol, GCP guidelines, and the relevant regulation. So that particular alignment with quality assurance system has been taken care of in this particular guideline. Next major aspect that the sponsor need to know is regarding the regular status reporting. So sponsors are now required to submit the status report to the licensing authority, that is CDSCO, at regular intervals. Okay, so it is very important that all the sponsors submit the status report in order for the licensing authority to know that how the trial is functioning, are there any challenges, are there any adverse event, serious adverse event, and how the trial is proceeding. These reports provide update on the progress of the trial, and it also ensures one of the most important aspect, that is transparency. So the CDSCO is ingraining the requirement for regular status reporting in guidelines itself, so that it is very clear to all the sponsor that status reports are to be taken very seriously in order to maintain subject safety, trial progress, as well as ensuring transparency. Next aspect is the adverse event reporting. Now, when it comes to serious adverse event reporting, we all know the 24-hour and 14-day communication required. And now the CDSCO or the Indian regulatory is emphasizing that whenever it comes to SAE, it must be promptly communicated within the 14 days, including the initial and the follow-up. And this has to be done to the licensing authority and to the participating investigators also, so that everyone knows that what are the SAEs occurring, and no one is kept in the shadows about the effects of the molecule or SAE reported in this particular trial. And this will definitely have a major impact on patient safety as well as on timely intervention. So adverse event reporting is one of the most critical aspect that CDSCOs has been taken care of, because it was having an impact when it comes to assessing SAE or knowing SAEs occurred at other different sites in the same clinical trial. So that particular requirement has been taken care of. So finally, what can we conclude from this draft guidelines? So from this draft guideline, we can say that the CDSCO has revised the guidelines and ensured that it is aligned with the global standards with NDCD Rule 2019. And it is a significant step towards streamlining this clinical trial approval system for biological and biotechnological products in India. And by releasing this draft guidelines and ensuring that it has say of everyone, the all stakeholders involved in clinical trial, it will definitely help in promotion of clarity, efficiency, and international alignment. okay, so that it can ensure that India is on par with all of the regulatory authorities across the globe. And this particular guidelines is also expected to accelerate the development of the new drugs for patients in India and around the world. And India being the pharmacy of the world, it is very important that the regulations are also on par with the global standards. So this was about the draft guidelines released by the CDSCO. So thank you for watching this video. Please make sure that you subscribe to our channel because it is very important for us to get that motivation and bring you such quality updates. If you have benefited from this video, make sure you subscribe to the channel and keep following us. Thank you.